Most people aren't even aware that they're developing this problem. If you spend a lot of time looking at your phone or working at a computer, you might be developing what we call a rounded shoulders and forward head posture. This is an issue that develops slowly over time, and most people aren't even aware that they have it until discomfort and pain start to settle in. Headaches and neck pain, upper trap tension and pain, and even pain between your shoulder blades are all long-term issues that can develop if this posture isn't addressed. In this video, I'll show you 5 of the most effective stretches you can do to unround your shoulders, straighten up your posture, and alleviate any discomfort that you might be experiencing. That being said, first stretch coming at you right now. Now, the 3 muscles that get tight and contribute to this rounded shoulders posture are going to be your pec major here in the front, your pec minor, and then also your subscapularis. That's one of your rotator cuff muscles that internally rotates your arm. If we're going to get out of this rounded shoulders posture and upright into this one, we need to stretch those 3 areas. The easiest way, the most convenient way to do that would be with some doorway stretches. And so what you're going to do is come up to a door frame or your squat rack, if you have access to one of those, and you're going to perform these 3 stretches in that door frame. The first thing I want to do is get into this position right here with my elbow about the same height as my chest. And so if you put your forearms right up against that door frame, that's the starting position right there. With really good posture, so your head up and your eyes level, I want you to step into that door frame and then lean into that until, again, we get a good stretch all through the front of the chest. This is a great way to stretch out that pec major. You're going to hold that in a comfortable position for about 20 seconds and then repeat that 3 times. For stretch number 2, let's stretch out the pec minor. The way that we do that is I'm going to bring my hands down here low. And so hands are low to your side and then out right here to the bottom of the door frame, and then everything looks the same. We're going to keep really good posture, keep your shoulders down on this one, and then just stretch into that door frame until we get a good stretch through the front of the chest. You're going to feel this one in a little bit different spot. You'll probably feel this one here a little bit higher in your chest. That's right where that pec minor muscle goes, but the parameters are still the same. Get in a comfortable position and then hold that for 20 seconds and then repeat that one 3 times. If we want to address that tight internal rotator muscle, that subscap muscle, subscapularis, there's a way that we can do that in the door frame as well, probably one of my favorites. What we're going to do is come up to the door frame, just do this one at a time. You're going to get into this position, but I want you to pull your hand backwards as far as you can go. So my hand's not just straight up like this, I'm actually going to externally rotate. I'm going to kick on my external rotator cuff muscles, and pull that hand back behind me in this position. Now what you can do is put this part of your elbow right up against the door frame, and then I'm just going to rotate away from it. So I'm going to try to rotate, I'm going to try to open up towards you, towards that camera. And what you're going to feel with this is a really good stretch. It's actually kind of in your armpit, which is right where that subscapularis muscle goes. So that's how you know that you're doing it correctly. As you rotate away, you should feel a good stretch in your armpit. That's the subscap muscle. And the same parameters apply here. I'm going to have you hold that for 20 seconds, and then you're going to repeat it 3 times on the right, and then we're going to repeat it also 3 times on the left. The other area that gets tight with this rounded shoulders posture is through our upper back or through our thoracic spine. As my shoulders round forward, you'll see that my upper back starts to develop this C shape as well. We need to mobilize those vertebrae out of that position in order to correct this problem. These next 2 stretches are going to help you to do just that. So the first one I want to show you is a prone rotation stretch. What you're going to do is lay down on the ground with both arms up overhead in this Y position. Now, really simply, what you're going to do is I'm going to keep my left hand down, my right hand reaches up towards the ceiling, and then I want to take it as far back behind me as I can pull, just until I get a good stretch and a good extension all through my upper back. I'm going to hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds and then come back down and then repeat that over here on the other side. So now my right hand stays down, my left hand is going to rotate up and back behind me as I pull in this direction. you'll see that my hips rotate a little bit, but obviously we're not rotating the hips all the way back. My goal with this is to create separation between my hips and my shoulders. So try to keep your hips down as much as possible as you rotate right up through your upper back. Again, a good stretch in the upper back, hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, and then we're gonna repeat that on the other side. And typically what I like to do is go about 10 to 20 times in each direction. The next stretch is going to be a thoracic rotation stretch as well. But now what we're going to do is we're going to do that in a side-lying position. And so I'm going to lay down here on my left side. First step with this is I want you to actually bring your knees up as high as you can. The higher you bring your knees, the higher you're going to feel this stretch in your back. Right now I'm on my left side. My left hand is going to go right on top of my right knee to hold it down. With my right hand, I'm going to grab a big handful of ribs right here and then rotate through my upper back, try to rotate my right shoulder down towards the ground. Again, until I get a good stretch and I get a good rotation right through that upper back. I'm going to hold this for about 20 seconds and then come back to the neutral position and repeat that 3 times. And then obviously I would do that 3 times on both sides. If you want even more of a stretch, what you can do is with this right hand, once you get into that rotated position, extend your hand out. Now all of a sudden the weight of that arm is going to pull you into a little bit more rotation. Probably one of my favorite stretches, really good. What you're going to do is again, just hold that 20 seconds 3 times on each side. Now this last exercise is a great way to not only stretch the muscles that are tight in your chest and shoulder, but to also strengthen the muscles that are weak, your rotator cuff and the muscles in between your shoulder blades. This is going to be shoulder blade squeezes or scapular pinches. The first step is that I want you to stand up nice and tall. So I want you to unround your shoulders and assume a really good kind of tall standing posture and position. You're going to bring your arms into this position with the elbow bent at 90 degrees and your elbows right into your side. Now what I want you to do is pull your hands apart and pull them back towards the wall as far as you can. You're really trying to focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together in the back, get a really good muscle contraction, and then you're going to hold that for about 3 to 5 seconds. You should notice a really good stretch through the front of your chest and through the front of your shoulder, but also that really good contraction as you squeeze the muscles in your external rotators, so your rotator cuff right here in the back of your shoulder, and then also, like I said, between your shoulder blades. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then usually I recommend people repeat that about 20 to 30 times, just because strengthening is a great way to supplement all of the stretches that I've shown you. It's one thing to stretch your way out of that posture and out of that position. It's another way to strengthen and to hold and maintain yourself in that posture as well. In fact, if you're looking for a great video to help you to do that, click on this one right here. Here's another one. YouTube thinks that you might like this one from Tone and Tighten, so check that out. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the circle right here to subscribe to my channel. I'd love to see you back for future videos, and we'll see you again soon right here on Tone and Tighten.